In this video, I'm going to be talking about if you should join a real estate team or go solo. First, let's start by talking about what a real estate team is. So a real estate team is obviously owned by the real estate team owner. You can call them a team leader. They build a team so that they have more leverage in their real estate business, their real estate career. So they probably started as an individual agent. As they gained experience, they decided to start a real estate team. So they probably hired an assistant, started hiring buyer's agents, started buying leads for those buyer agents, providing some training, and then maybe they even started to hire some listing agents. Keller Williams really started to pioneer this team concept. It was essentially a way for Keller Williams to get top producing agents to start a team so that they would get the extra support from having the team lead. So I think it was a genius move by Keller Williams to really push this team concept. I think it really served the brokerage at a high level. But from what I've seen is that a lot of team leaders really struggle with running a team because they probably should just be a top producing agent because they're a good salesperson, not necessarily a good leader or a good manager. And some people crushed it with the team concept. So you really got to be careful when deciding if you want to join a team or not. And I'll talk about what you should look for, because just like when you join a real estate brokerage or a specific office, there's things you need to be evaluating when you're looking at these teams and which team you should be joining. You might be wondering, how does the team leader get paid? Well, when you close a transaction, they're going to get a percentage of all the deals you close. They may have a tiered commission structure, so maybe if it's one of their leads, it's a 50-50 split. Maybe if you do a sphere deal, then you get to keep 60 and they get 40. Or maybe it's all 50-50, it could be 70-30. It really ranges widely, but from what I've seen, the most successful teams are on a 50-50 split. So if you're interviewing with teams and they're asking for a 50-50 split from you on all your deals, that's pretty normal, and it's actually a good sign that they're a successful team, because in order for them to be profitable, that's where the splits need to be. When looking at joining a team, one of the things that you really should be thinking about, and this is really some advice I'd give you for what brokerage you should join, don't be thinking about what's the split. Be thinking about what's the value I'm going to receive. What's the income earning potential? Because if you can be on a team with a 50-50 split and the average agent there is making over 6 figures, well, that might be a good deal. They have their systems dialed in, they have their lead program dialed in, versus if you join a team that's maybe allowing you to keep 80% of your transactions, that might be a bad deal because they're just trying to figure it out. They're just trying to add agents. They're just trying to get that 20%, but really offering no value, right? So really be thinking about value-based commission splits. Always be evaluating the opportunity by what value is the team going to be bringing me, not just what am I paying them. So let's talk about the benefits of joining a team. The first one is free leads. Pretty much any team that you join is going to offer some type of free leads. They might be pay-per-click leads, they might be Zillow leads, they might be open house leads, they might be sign call leads. There's a lot of different lead types that you might be receiving. The most common are going to be pay-per-click leads and Zillow, Realtor.com leads, which is great. However, it's not the leads that is really what's important. It's the lead conversion process that they have in place that they can teach you and help you to become an expert on to convert those leads. Because you could have all the leads in the world, but if you don't know what to say, you don't know when to follow up, you don't know the frequency of follow-up, you don't know the right scripts, you don't know what to do when you meet with the client, how to convert them from a showing to signing a buyer agency agreement to getting your offer accepted, then you're really going to struggle. So make sure when evaluating a team, leads is really a given. It's a benefit, but it's a given. Be thinking about what are their lead conversion processes, and if they don't have like a lead management policy in place like I had on my team that's clearly defined what your role is and what the process is for following up with leads, you're going to be in trouble. You might as well just go out and buy the leads yourself and try to figure it out on your own, because you're really going to be in the same boat, except you'll be able to keep all your commission versus giving them half of it. The second benefit, and really the one that I think is most important, is the mentorship, the coaching, the training that you're going to get. And it's a benefit on some teams, but to be quite honest, if the manager or the team leader is heavily still in production, they're probably going to really leave you figuring it out on your own, regardless of what they say up front, because they likely have a family, they may have children, they have a life outside of real estate, and if they're still heavily involved in production, meaning they're still selling a lot of homes, Where's the time and energy going to come from them to help you? A lot of teams just hire agents, give them leads, give them maybe a lead management policy if they're doing it right, and then they let you still kind of figure it out because they don't have the time, they don't have the processes, they don't have maybe a sales manager, they don't have team meetings, they don't have that structure in place to really help you thrive. So make sure when looking at joining a team that they have solid coaching, great training, mentorship, and really ask what that looks like. Another thing I would do is actually interview the agents working for that team. What is it like? How did the training help you? What's your average day look like? Are you required to work weekends, nights? Tell me about that. If you don't mind me asking, how much did you make in your first 12 months? How long have you been with this team? If you're not getting answers that are exciting, like if they're like, oh, I only made 30 grand my first year on the team, you could do that on your own, trust me. If they're like, well, yeah, I got to work all the time. This is crazy. I have no life. But, that's kind of real estate. No, that's not real estate. You're doing it wrong. If they're like, well, I've been here a year and I've been here the longest out of everybody, that's a red flag. High turnover means it's not a successful team. So be able to know and recognize all these red flags before you make a mistake of joining a team that you shouldn't have joined. Consider the environment of the office. When you go in there, are there other agents around being productive, or is it a ghost town? If nobody's there, well, you could work in your home office around nobody. You want an environment that breeds success. You want to see agents in there prospecting in the mornings. You want a nice aesthetic environment. You want motivational quotes on the wall. You want a bright area with natural light. That would be ideal because really if you're paying 50% of your commission to a team, you should have a nice space to work in. So consider the environment, consider the culture that comes along with that environment. I would even go as far before accepting an offer to actually shadow the office for a day or two. Just sit there, maybe you watch some training videos on YouTube or, check your email, or maybe you're taking a CE class and just sit in the corner there with maybe headphones on and just be looking and evaluating, like, what does this office look like? Does it have exciting energy? Because that's what a team is for. It's for training, coaching, environment, exciting culture, something that you want to be a part of. And I just see so often that teams fall so flat in this environment area. So make sure you're evaluating them on that criteria. Be thinking about what type of systems and admin support do they have. If I get a buyer, do I hand that over to a transaction coordinator, and do they take the process from contract to close? Meaning, are they setting up the inspection? Are they managing the appraisal process? Are they also communicating with my client so that I can focus on lead generation and negotiating contracts and showing homes? That's kind of what you should be thinking about. So look at what type of admin support, what does the admin support provide, and what kind of systems are in place. So those are the benefits. You have free leads, you have coaching and training, you have a great environment, you have systems, you have admin support. Those are all the potential benefits. All of those don't exist, so you got to make sure those are there. But those are really the main reasons of why you would join a team. One thing to consider when looking to join a team, are you okay just being a buyer's agent? Because some teams do require you, if you were to get a listing, maybe from a past client, from a sphere, maybe it's a Zillow lead that needs to buy and sell, you get a listing. Some teams actually require for you to hand that over to the listing agent team. If it's me, I would want to be doing both, because listings is where you eventually want to end up, because that's the most leveraged and the highest paid part of real estate. So you want to be learning both parts of the business and ask them. So, if my mom sells her house, what's the commission split on that? If it's 50-50, you might want to also rethink that, because, 50% for somebody that's in my family to sell their home, that's a little crazy. So maybe there's some exceptions. So these are just some things that you should be thinking about. But let's talk about who should be joining a team specifically and who shouldn't be. So you may want to consider joining a team if you just are lacking confidence. And all of this is just where you are right now. So if these things speak true to you, just be okay with it, and maybe it's just some things that you need to work on. So if you're just really lacking confidence and you feel like you just can't take that first step to get started in your business, it's just too scary, it's just too new of a thing for you, well, that's okay. A team could be a great thing for you. And over the next couple of years, it could really boost your confidence from the skills you're learning, from the experience you're getting, and you may end up becoming one of the top agents in your marketplace. So just because you may have low confidence right now in this area, that's okay. It's a learnable skill that you'll develop in real estate to have extreme confidence in what you're doing. So if you're the type of person that feels like I want extra support, I need hand holding, I don't know what to do, I'm not sure if I can figure it out, well, a team may just be the right answer for you. If you generally have more of an employee mindset, it's okay. But a team could be a good fit for you versus the entrepreneurial mindset, the business owner mindset. If you've never really wanted to own your own business, or you've just never thought as yourself as an entrepreneur or even a salesperson, then maybe just showing up to a team, having the team leader tell you exactly what to do, when to be at the office, when to call your leads, and provide you really that hardcore, like do this, do this, do this, do this, do that, do that, do that. It might be a good fit for you if you recognize yourself as someone that's more employee minded. Now, who would a team not be a good fit for? Entrepreneurs, business owners. I came from running a painting company into real estate 10 years ago, and I was like, for sure I'm not joining a team because I am already an entrepreneur. I understand entrepreneurship, and I am just wired to want to own my own business. And it was always just not wanting to have to be told what to do and not having the full opportunity that I could otherwise. So if you're an entrepreneur, business owner type minded person, then joining a team may not be the best thing for you. Some other qualities would be, a high driver personality, you're a go-getter, self-starter, highly motivated, self-disciplined. All of those traits would make you a good candidate to go out as a solo agent. Whatever you end up deciding to do, I promise you, it's not permanent, so you can always do something different. If you go solo and you're like, hey, this is too much for me, I want to join a team, that's cool. Join a team, go solo eventually, that's cool too. However, if you do decide to join a team, don't think that you're just going to join for 6 months and be like, okay, I learned everything, I'm out of here. That's just not fair to the team leader, to be completely honest. From being a team owner in the past and having anywhere from 5 to 8 agents at a time, selling close to 100 homes a year, and then selling my team, I've done all this. And when someone comes to me with the mentality that, hey, I'm just going to learn as much as I can in the next 6 months and do my own, that's not a profitable proposition for the team leader. So if you're going to do it, have the mindset that, hey, I'm going to be here at least 2 years. Because really the first 6 months to even 12 months for the team owner, they're operating typically on your specific production or maybe just at a slight profit or break even. So do the right thing and make sure that you're really committing to the team concept at least for 2 years. So those are my thoughts on team versus solo. Hopefully you found that helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.